Hello fellow citizens, I'm Voidwalker Joe, and in the past week or so, the Pipeline Discord has gifted us another bountiful harvest of pretty interesting leaks that we will be going over today. But before I do, right now Foundation Festival is happening within the verse, so if you're looking to try the game for free, now's your chance. It is going on from now through the 17th of July. Also, if you use my code up on screen or a friend's code while setting up an account on the RSI website, and you also buy a game package $40 and above, you will also receive a GREYCAT STV with electric green paint as a referral bonus from now through the 31st of July. Now, it's also worth noting, along with that referral bonus that's going on, if you use the code, you will not get the GREYCAT STV until the end of the event, which it'll be attributed to your hangar. It is a great little ground vehicle to have, so it's definitely worth entering a code, whether it's mine or friends. Alright, so before I start getting into the leaks, I need to say that I did start a new podcast that goes over these leaks. So if you want a deep dive with a good friend of mine, Zooks MME, that will be up shortly after this video goes up. So definitely check it out. We really go and deep dive into a lot of these subjects. With this video, I will just be kind of presenting them and kind of giving a short opinion about each one and what I think it could mean. Now, just as a disclaimer here, take everything I say with a grain of salt, because I'm just speculating on all this data mine info. So with all that being said, if I get anything wrong at all, let me know in the comments below, and I'm really curious to see what you guys think. The first topic we're going to talk about is ships. So we have here the Argo MPU-V and what looks like a couple variants possibly. And something I want to say about this is that in the past, I have seen many leaks of different variants of the Argo MPU-V. So this doesn't necessarily mean we'll see any of these, and we don't necessarily know what any of these mean. So the first one here, the MPU-V1T. Now, the T supposedly stands for tractor, and my guess for the number 1 in front of it is probably the size of the tractor beam, so a size 1. And another interesting little detail is the description above it, which says, tractor beam size 1 manufacturer GREYCAT Industrial. Tractor beam, latest addition to their field test tractor beam line, is a dependable addition to their catalog. Aside from more efficient pull-draw ratio, the latest model does little to advance from the previous models. The Sure Grip has settings to target and extract everything from asteroid fragments to drifting crewmen, backed by GREYCAT's certified soft touch guarantee. Now I'm thinking that the size 1 tractor beam might be on the MPU-V, and right below the MPU-V1T, you can see it says MPU-V Maelstrom. The definition of Maelstrom kind of refers to something like a whirlpool pulling something in. And to me, I think of one of two things. Either this could be referring to like a tractor beam pulling something in, like it'd be as strong as like a whirlpool pulling something in, or it's as destructive as a whirlpool. So I'm thinking either a tractor beam or combat variant of some sort, which a combat MPU-V kind of sounds silly to me. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Next, it looks like that there's a set of animations for a Aegis Gladius, and the name Maelstrom pops up again. Now, I personally don't know what this could be, but yeah, it's there. And after the Gladius animations, we can see a RSI Constellation Andromeda Pirate. Now, I think this is pretty self-explanatory, and I kind of think that this is probably going to be a part of the new Arena Commander Pirate Swarm coming within 3.20. Now, what will it entail? Probably just a new paint and a special loadout. Now, something I want to add to this is that this also could very well be an unlockable ship for the RSI Pledge Store, much like what we have now with the Pirate Gladius and the Pirate Caterpillar that you can unlock if you beat Pirate Swarm currently. But as a lot of you know, in 3.20, Pirate Swarm is going to get replaced with a new version of Pirate Swarm, and this could be a unlockable ship for you to buy in the ship store. Okay, so next up is we have some UI control hints for boats. And right now, I'm sure a lot of you have seen the UI control hints that we currently have in 3.19. They are a HUD element that you can turn on and off in your settings. And it looks like we're getting some new boat control hints. I don't know how far along boats are, but we at least have the controls for them. And as you can see here, you got steer, exit, driver, toggle power, and move. In a recent ISC, we did see some outposts that do have some docks along some of the rivers. So we might be able to use these with the docks. We have yet to see what purpose boats would have within the verse, but nonetheless, it's pretty exciting. All right, so this next one is a doozy. This one's all engineering UI, and I believe that this is probably what the different engineering roles will see on either their tablets or their stations. And here, I'm not going to go through the entire thing. You can see engineering UI for life support, different items, gravity, different warnings, buttons, controls, resources, and different tabs that you're going to have. And reading all this UI, you can really get the sense of how complex and the different type of scenarios that you can get into with all of this. And so if you're really into the whole engineering thing, this is definitely for you. And yeah, I couldn't be more excited for this. And if you want to hear my deep dive into this specifically, listen to our new podcast that I have, which will come out on the channel probably in the next day or two. So look out for that. All right, now this one is very, very interesting. It looks like it's UI for weapons, charge and drain. Okay, so my first impression here when looking through this is I think all of this has to do with ship weapons being attached to a generator on your ship. And it gives the impression that when you land, you're going to have to connect your ship's power to the hangar power. So while you're landed, this should give your ship an infinite amount of power as long as it's connected to the hangar. And when you take off, there might be a certain amount of drain that happens depending on your loadout and how you tune it. Now I'll go down the list here for the UI. First off, we have 2 warnings, broken and jammed. Then we get into battery, charge, charging, depleted, drain, draining, draining available, draining unavailable, EC, which I believe stands for electrical current, generator idle, on the grid, inoperable, no charge, offline, powered, power source, prime, priming required, primed, priming, ready, and then for status, electrical current, volts, and overpower. Now in the real world, I was an electrician in the Navy, so all of this kind of gets me really, really excited as I can kind of apply what I know about engineering into the game. All right, moving on, we have apparently what it looks like a new contract manager app. You can see here going down the list is view, accept, and create contracts, contracts manager, create new beacon, distance, illegal mode, accepted, beacons, history, offers, quick sort, reward, and search. Now, all of those really aren't anything new, but this could be a new UI. But the one thing that really stands out here is the inclusion of illegal mode. Now, I have no idea what illegal mode is, but we know currently that CIG wants to get rid of the ability for new players when they just get into the verse, or anybody that wants to be a lawful player. They want to get rid of the ability for you to see those illegal missions right off the bat. And that rep and other things that you do are going to have to be gained in order to get access to the illegal missions, or certain illegal missions dealing with certain factions. So what this illegal mode is going to look like and what it's going to entail, we'll have to wait and see. Now moving on to another amazing feature that we've been waiting and dying for a long, long time is hacking gameplay. So right here you can see UI control hints for hacking mini games. This one in particular has 5 different abilities, which include capturing node, ping, slow down DDoS, swap node, rotate swap node, and then you have the ability to abort the hack, as well as camera control for rotating the board, and also movement. So I really don't think that this minigame is going to look all too different from what we've already seen in other games when it includes hacking gameplay. And I'm very excited to see what kind of in-game opportunities this presents when it comes to boarding and defending your ship from hacking attacks. Something that makes sense to me is that if we're seeing UI control hints already for stuff like hacking and some other stuff that we talked about today, it would make sense that it's a little bit further along and a little bit more complete and maybe on the sooner side of coming out. But this is CIG after all, and so you never know. Okay, here it looks like we got some new subscriber Halloween helmets called the Lost Plague Helmet, Explosive Orange, Biohazard Blue, and Radioactive Yellow. And you can see here it looks pretty cool. You see the front and the back of it. It's very reminiscent of the Parasite helmet that we have already. I'm hoping that this is going to be a part of some sort of Halloween event this year that is pretty hard. I like the tough events, and I like it when something is rare and unique and something that you can feel like you actually earned. But there is a chance that this just might be available in the subscriber store. All right, this next image is a little bit of a mashup of a bunch of different things here. Starting at the top, this is the most interesting to me out of the bunch. Is it says security token and token fail reasons. It says has weapon, wrong outfits, access is not granted, not dressed appropriately. Now this kind of alludes to that maybe there's going to be some places where if you're not dressed appropriately, or you're in a wrong outfit, or you have a weapon with you, you're not going to get access to that certain area. And this also could tie into the reputation system somehow. Who knows? But it's really, really cool to see something like that here. Underneath that, you're going to see some descriptions for what looks like a driver, a passenger on a personnel carrier. It says to tag up explicitly vehicles used to transport AI for AI to use to find. Now, this kind of seems like it's alluding to some sort of AI transport mission or something like that. Who knows? This could also be a part of what we already have as far as like AI reinforcements in the Cuddy Black. It kind of seems like the same thing, but that last line down there where it says explicitly vehicles used to transport AI for AI to use to find, that is pretty interesting. But we're gonna have to wait and see what this ends up being in the future. And after that, we see a description called potentially trash. And it reads, an object which once dropped by the player will be marked as trash for the janitor behavior to pick up and bin. That's the first time I'm seeing any sort of description for a janitor actually carrying out his duties. So this is pretty cool. I know a lot of people have been asking about this. So after that, we're gonna see something that says radar and deep scan. So there isn't really much to kind of like decode there. So take it for what it is. But underneath that is something even more interesting though. Now on the bottom it says Buddy, and then the description used by Buddy AI to control Buddy AI specific behavior. And then it says Jouster override and Chaser override. And this to me seems like it has something to do with being able to control your own AI and tell them how aggressive to be in a dogfight. Now I'm not expecting to see anything like this anytime soon, but you can dream. The next thing we're looking at is some interactions here that we can do. 2 for restrain and unrestrain, which I would assume has to do with bounty hunting, which is pretty self-explanatory, so we don't really have to get on to that. It kind of just goes into using handcuffs probably. And then next to that though, you see an interaction to pet. I got pretty excited when I first saw this, and I'll leave you to your own imagination as to what that could mean. All right, we are on the final subject here, which is med guns. Now, I think these are going to be subscriber flare that you're going to be able to have, where you're just going to have different colors here. So it looks like a yellow, red, purple, and gray variant of the med gun. So pretty cool. Glad to have some extra colors for the med gun finally. All right, so that is going to be it for the video. I appreciate you all for hanging around to the end. This has been really fun. I enjoy making these kinds of videos. And please like and subscribe to the channel if you guys enjoyed this kind of content, as I'll be doing more of these in the future, and I am very, very close to 1,000 subscribers. If you want to hear more, again, I have a podcast that is coming out shortly after this that goes more into it, and I think you guys will really enjoy it. So again, please comment down below your thoughts on anything that we shared here today, and I will see you in the next one, guys. Take care.